The twin moons of Xerion cast eerie shadows across the crystalline forest as Daniel checked his scanner readings for the third time. The human colony's distress signal had led him deep into Zephyrian territory, where few humans dared to venture. The indigenous species had maintained an uneasy truce with Earth settlers for decades, but trust remained fragile between the two civilizations. A piercing scream shattered the silence. Daniel's military training kicked in as he sprinted toward the sound, his plasma rifle charging with a familiar hum. Through the translucent trees, he spotted a Zephyrian girl, no more than 16 by human standards, cornered against a massive crystal formation. Her iridescent skin shimmered with terror as she faced the creature stalking her. The shadow predator was unlike anything in Daniel's tactical database. 8 feet of pure nightmare, it moved like liquid darkness given form, its multiple eyes glowing with malevolent intelligence. These apex hunters were legendary even among the Zephyrians, ancient creatures that fed on fear itself before consuming their prey. The alien girl, Liana, pressed herself against the crystal wall, her delicate features contorted with panic. Her pupils' natural bioluminescence flickered weakly, a sign of extreme distress. She whispered something in her native tongue, likely a prayer to her ancestors. Daniel didn't hesitate. "Hey, ugly!" he shouted, opening fire on the predator. Plasma bolts struck its shadowy hide, causing it to writhe and turn its attention toward him. "Pick on someone your own species." The creature's roar was like the sound of reality tearing. It abandoned Liana and charged Daniel with impossible speed, its form shifting between solid matter and living shadow. Daniel rolled behind a crystal outcropping, but the predator's claws raked across his shoulder, drawing blood. "Run!" he yelled, to Liana in broken Zephyrian. "Go home." But the girl didn't flee. Instead, she began to sing, a haunting melody that seemed to resonate with the very crystals around them. The forest itself began to glow in response to her voice, and for a moment, the shadow predator hesitated. Daniel seized the opportunity, emptying his rifle's entire charge into the creature's center mass. The predator shrieked and dissipated into smoke, but not before its fangs found their mark. Venomous teeth sank deep into Daniel's forearm, and he felt liquid fire racing through his veins. As darkness claimed him, he heard Liana's song grow stronger, and the sound of approaching Zephyrian voices. When Daniel awoke, he found himself in a chamber unlike anything he'd ever seen. Bioluminescent vines covered walls of living crystal, pulsing gently with soft blue light. His arm was bandaged with what appeared to be some kind of organic membrane that glowed with healing energy. "The human awakens," a deep voice observed. Daniel turned to see a towering Zephyrian male, his skin radiating an inner light that marked him as royalty. This had to be King Theron, leader of the local tribe and father to the girl he'd saved. "Your Majesty," Daniel managed, attempting to sit up. "I was just saving my daughter's life," King Theron interrupted. "Yes, young human. Liana has told me everything." The girl stepped forward from the shadows, her earlier terror replaced by curiosity. She spoke rapidly in Zephyrian to her father, gesturing toward Daniel's bandaged arm. "She says you took the shadow predator's bite to protect her," the king translated. "Do you understand what this means?" Daniel shook his head, still groggy from whatever medicine they'd given him. King Theron's expression grew grave. "Shadow predator venom is always fatal to humans. Your physiology cannot process the toxins. You should have died within minutes." "But I'm alive," Daniel pointed out, though he felt far from healthy. "Indeed. Because my daughter sang the song of bonding while you fought. It is an ancient ritual, one that links the life forces of two beings. She saved you, human, but at great cost." Liana stepped closer, placing her hand on Daniel's uninjured arm. Where she touched, his skin began to glow with the same soft light as hers. "The bond is permanent," King Theron explained. "Your life forces are now intertwined. You share her immunity to toxins, her connection to our crystal forests, and she shares your human resilience, your capacity to heal from injuries that would cripple our kind." "I don't understand," Daniel whispered. The king's stern expression softened slightly. For centuries, our people have watched humans with suspicion. You are so different from us. Violent, short-lived, seemingly without connection to the natural world. But you... He paused, studying Daniel intently. You risked everything to save a child who was not your own, of a species not your own. This is why my daughter chose to bond with you. Liana spoke again, and her father nodded. She says humans call it doing the right thing. Among our people, such selflessness is sacred. You have proven that your species possesses something we had not recognized, true honor. King Theron stood, his massive form casting dancing shadows on the crystal walls. I have made a decision, young human. The treaty between our peoples will be renewed, expanded. We will share our knowledge of biotechnology, our understanding of this world's ecosystems. And in return, you will teach us about human courage, about the strength that allows one to face certain death for a stranger. Daniel looked at Liana, seeing his own confusion reflected in her large, luminous eyes. Neither of them had asked for this bond, this responsibility. But as he felt the warm pulse of shared life force between them, Daniel realized that sometimes the best decisions weren't the ones you made for yourself. They were the ones made by your actions in moments of crisis. What happens now? He asked. King Theron smiled, the first human expression Daniel had seen on a Zephyrian face. Now, young ambassador, you help us build a future neither of our species could achieve alone. The shadow predator's bite was meant to bring death, but instead, it has given birth to a new alliance. As Liana's song filled the chamber once more, Daniel understood that his simple act of protection had changed everything. Humanity's greatest strength wasn't their weapons or their technology. It was their willingness to sacrifice for others, even strangers from distant worlds. And sometimes, the universe rewarded such courage in ways no one could have imagined.